Let's wrap up a two-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. Here are the naked numbers for the Mets. 17 games to play. They are 3 games out of the second wild card berth. They're in a position where they have to win maybe every game or something close to it. So the Mets have a lineup that has 12 or 13 guys who can fill it on any given day. Today, the Mets are putting out a lineup, one of 41 different lineups that Luis Rojas has used through the first 44 games. So the question, Keith, is coming down the stretch of a season where you need to get victories and pile them up, are you better off picking the 10 guys who are going to play every day or continuing to mix and match?
Well, I think it's a personnel decision. And for me, looking at this ball club, I have not got a problem with platooning Marisnick and Nimmo in center field. And I don't have an issue with the catching, getting Chirinos in there and spelling Ramos, using those two, mix and matching. But otherwise, I believe you got to go to the whip now. There's no off days. There's no tomorrow. Every game is so critical. And I really feel your veterans got to be out there, and that means Cano. And he's been struggling, but he's got to be out there every day. Jimenez has been a spark plug. He's got to be out there every day. And, you know, Dom Smith can't get a rest now. He's got to be out there playing. And I think you can put Alonso in the DH. It's time to go to the whip. There's no tomorrow. You got all winter to rest.
And, of course, the Mets are going to have to get better starting pitching as well, particularly from the guys behind DeGrom and Lugo. Rick Porcello has shown signs his last couple of starts of being that third guy.
Well, he's come off his best start, coming off his best start, in his against Philly, and he got bested by Jake Arrieta, and you see his numbers. He's only given up 2 runs in his last start. He's got to keep the ball down. He's pitched better.
It's a metaphor for the sun beginning to set on the season. Hyundai starting lineup for the Orioles. Cedric Mullins moves back into the leadoff spot. Jose Iglesias hitting almost 400 for the season. The Orioles hit 4 home runs yesterday. Mountcastle and Stewart and Valaika and Ruiz, and they're all on the lineup tonight against Rick Porcello.
And the Toyota numbers for Mr. Porcello, as you can see, he's only had 1 win, but the last 2 starts, as Gary mentioned, have been very good, only giving up 2 runs. He's got to keep the ball down. He's been throwing much better, and the last start was outstanding.
Had a good one against the Yankees and then an outstanding one against the Phillies, and trying to back that up tonight against the Orioles, a team that he's facing for the first time this year, but the 24th time in his career. Cedric Mullins leads off. The corners pinch in against the
And the Lexus Metropolitan defense. We talked at the open. Cano has to play every day. He's at second base. I think Jimenez has got to get the lion's share of the play at shortstop. Dom also in there at first. And you've got Nimmo and McNeil out there in the outfield, along with Iron Mike in right.
Iron Mike. Left-hand bats, including Dom Smith, who sat yesterday. Robinson Cano, Brandon Nimmo as well, also were out of the lineup yesterday. Robinson Chirinos gets the start behind the plate as the Mets on Roberto Clemente Day get to face Jorge Lopez, who is a native of Puerto Rico, and as with almost every native of Puerto Rico or player of Puerto Rican heritage today in baseball, he is wearing Roberto Clemente's number 21.
Roberto was a class act and a great player. I had the good fortune to see him play a few games as a child in Candlestick Park.
For the Mets, Edwin Diaz is